Hi, we just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on Tuesday, August 2nd. Can't believe it's August. And we had really good words. We started with intelligent. And the reason we keep this T, even though it's after the N, and I've told you before we can get rid of the T after an N, but not in the stressed syllable. So that's why we keep it intelligent. And that little mark after the T means to hold your tongue in the T position instead of intelligent. You don't have to say T. Intelligent and intelligence. Galaxy, galaxy. This one is a very strange combination of sounds that doesn't happen very often. Anesthesia. So the S before the TH, your tongue is behind your teeth for the S. Whether you make your S up or you make your S down, doesn't matter. It's going to be behind the teeth. And then it doesn't have to be perfectly between the teeth like like that. It can be behind the teeth as long as it's your tongue is loose enough that air can go over it and sound like th. Anesthesia, 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 and that's really weird combination. And you have airflow the entire time throughout this word. There's no consonant that stops the airflow. Anesthesia, and the zh sound is like sh, but with voicing. So you might need to take a deeper breath before you start this word because you're going to be pushing a lot of air. Anesthesia, anesthesia. Herd. I heard you. And a herd of cows sounds the same, has different spelling. Herd. It's just like saying her. So your tongue is in the R position, like You're making the noise of R, but beginning with some airflow for the H. Her. And then finishing with your tongue in the D position to stop the airflow and hold your tongue there. Herd. Herd. And that little mark, don't release it. Heard. Just heard. You will release it if there's a vowel after it. I never heard of it. Heard. Heard of it. Synthesis. This is another word that has S's and THs, but not right next to each other. Synthesis. Synthesis is the noun, and synthesize is the verb. Synthesize. Appreciate. Appreciate. Again, you hold the T. I put 8 here. I usually don't. I usually put the sound. What does it sound like? So I don't usually have silent E's. But I wanted you to think of she ate. Appreciate. Now the T will change to a D if there's a vowel after it. So I appreciate it. You don't hear any T's because this T changes to a D and you hold the T at the end. I appreciate it. Dit. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Obviously, it's hard not to say this word sarcastically. Obviously, obviously, obviously. Spaceship. You might think you need to make an S for the space and then the ship, but nope. Forget about the S. Just move right to the spaceship. Spaceship. I mentioned that I had watched War of the Worlds last weekend, and there was a spaceship. Several, actually. Absolutely. You don't hear this T either because absolute, the tongue's in the T position, and then you have Lee. So you just hold it there. Absolutely. Lee. Absolutely. Intellect with a T. Intellect. Sorry, the mic's too close. Or you don't have to have the T at all because now the T is after the N in the unstressed syllable. So now you can get rid of it. Intellect. Intellect. And that kind of brought up the syllabic in situation when you have an in after a T. So your tongue is going to the T position first, caught, and then instead of saying caught 10, hold it there, cotton, and you make the noise, cotton. 100% cotton. You don't hear this T, you don't hear that T. 100% cotton. Gotten. Got, get, gotten. These are used so much in English for so many different parts of speech. It's crazy. Gotten. You don't say the T. Gotten. I've gotten used to it. I've gotten used to it. Stubbornly. The adverb. He stubbornly agreed to go to the party. It looks like born, but we don't say born. It's burn. Stubbornly. And stubborn. He's so stubborn. Haul, which means to carry a bunch of stuff, and haul, like hallway, sound the same. So for most American general dialects, it's going to sound like ah, like hot, with the jaw very low and the lips straight, ha. However, East Coast dialects will use the aw, so the lips will be rounded. So you might hear whole, whole. And the general American population is just saying haul, haul. U-Haul is the brand name, and the stress is on U. U-Haul. We could rent a U-Haul truck to move. We could rent a U-Haul truck to move. Previous. Previous. Lots of E. Your tongue should be very high. Previous. And previously. Previously. This one, another N before the T. The T is in the unstressed syllable, so you don't have to say it. You can say interview or no T, interview. I have an interview tomorrow. I have an interview tomorrow. So you should feel a lot of I have an interview, a lot of in touching right there. And interview, interview. It sounds the same. So context would let you know. Wolf. This is a unusual combination. First, it has the vowel like took and good. So your tongue's not too high. It's a little lower than ooh. And the L doesn't have to be the clear, perfect L up in the front. My tongue tip can be down, and the middle of the tongue comes up to touch the top of the mouth. And that's a dark L, mysterious dark L. Wolf. Wolf. So you can't skip the L because then it would sound like woof, which is the sound a dog makes. Woof, woof. And it sounds the same vowel, like took. Have you heard a wolf? Woof, wolf. You should hear a little bit of L, but not perfectly wolf. Just wolf, 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 woof, howl. It doesn't have to be two syllables, but how, your lips get small for the ooh, howl, and then kind of come back for the L, howl. This is, I put dog song because it's not a woof, it's a ooh sound. Rural. This word, I don't know who's using this word, but it's not me. Well, I say it a lot, but I don't use it in my everyday speech. Rural is weird. Rural, rural. Your tongue is in the R position. So my tongue's curled back. The tip of the tongue is curled back, and you hold it there as you say rur, rur. And then moving from the R to the L is what makes the second syllable. Rural. Or you can say rural, but whatever's easiest. Rural, rural, rural. This is an example of an S before a TH. Anesthesia is the word here, number 6, where we had the S before the TH in the same word. And that's not that common, but it is more common to have an S before a TH in two words next to each other. So this thing is the same situation. There's no space in speaking. This thing, this thing. So your tongue's behind your teeth, whether your S is up or your S is down, but then it has to come at least behind the top teeth, between the teeth. It can be right behind as long as there's room for air to flow. This thing, this thing. Huge, huge, stops the airflow. But if I say huge, you're going to hear a little ch noise, and that's fine. That's what will happen because the voicing turns off. They're having a huge sale, or more perfectly, a huge sale. They're having a huge sale. Shoes. Shoes looks like an S but sounds like a Z. And shoes. Put your shoes on. Shoes on. This needs a clear Z. So if you have trouble with the Z sound, make an S first because that's the right position. And then turn on sound, make voicing. Z. Shoes on. Shoes on. Optimization. And I thought this was really good practice because the number 31 has Z, no, has sh and then Z, sh, z. And this one has Z and then sh, zation, shoes on. So if you need practice with the Z and a sh, these are good combination. Optimization, optimize, optimize. And the difference between 31 and 34 is stopping the airflow for the ch. So now 34, your tongue should press up against the top of your mouth and totally stop the airflow. Ch, choose, choose, choose your shoes. Choose, ch, your shoes. So I think when I was practicing this with everybody, I made hand gestures, and that might be helpful because you're thinking of ch as something you're stopping the airflow. You can only make it one time. Choose your shoes. Choose your shoes. That'll come in handy, that expression. Machine looks like a CH. I didn't make that bold. I think somebody else might have had a question about it. It looks like CH, but it sounds like SH because it's from French. So, so machine, machine, and washing machine. These both have the same sh sound, but this doesn't look like it. Language is kind of weird on its own, the gwidge part, because we don't say language, we say language. So when you round your lips, when you make your G, round your lips, gwidge. Language. Barrier. I put be to represent the sound like yes, but you could think of it as bear. Language barrier. Language barrier. Those were good words. Thank you. And if you weren't here, I hope you can join us another Tuesday. And if you were here, it was a lot of fun. Thanks. I hope to see you again.